Beautiful, isn't it? Fall is a wonderful thing. Unless you're not talking about autumn, the fall, October, but rather a fall, like falling, then it's not so great, I guess. I remember the great fall of 2010. It was a scaffold. Only 5 feet. I still broke my arm in 3 places. And it could have been prevented too, easily, in a number of ways.
So if you're working at a height above 4 feet,
First off, get training. It's required. Fall protection training must be provided to any employee who's exposed to fall hazards. And training must be provided by a qualified instructor. That wouldn't be me. I fell because I didn't listen to anyone. If you're going to be anywhere near a fall hazard, it's required to get instruction on how to recognize and minimize those hazards, which fall protection devices use to prevent those accidents. Right? Like that. So why fall if you can prevent it? Okay, let's start with the 4-foot rule. This is 4 feet. It doesn't seem that high, right? Unless you fall off it, then it seems like it takes forever. It only takes about a half a second, literally. In a full second, a body can fall 16 feet. 64 feet in 2 seconds. Well, that's only about 32, but even so, ridiculous. 64 feet, you're like dead. Even 16 feet if you land wrong. So, if you're working over 4 feet above the ground or a solid working surface, you need protection. And what kind of protection? There are options.
The most common is a guardrail or fence at least 42 inches tall. If you're up real high, safety nets are often used to prevent long falls.
Wouldn't want to work up there. It's a good thing they make these though. In the fall protection biz, we call them PFPEs. Personal Fall Protection Equipment. I knew that. What do you think I am, some kind of beginner at this? All you gotta do is put it in and get that. Oh. Help.
Come here. It's trickier than it looks.
Yeah, can I take a class or something?
That's the best idea you've had yet. Let me just take this from you. By the way, they're called PFASs, Personal Fault Arrest Systems. Get training before you use one.
Yeah, thanks. By the way, did you know that most fatalities in the workplace occur when employees fall through open walls or holes in the floor? Yeah. In fact, falling is the second leading cause of death in the workplace. And not to mention over 300,000 fall-related injuries every year, which, not to mention, I just mentioned. So, where do these accidents happen? Everywhere. Check it out.
Holes, wells, pits, shafts and excavations, ramps, runways or other walkways, incomplete scaffolds, roofs and wall openings.
So basically, any working surface that doesn't have a protected edge.
Formwork, roofing, reinforced steel, overhead bricklaying, some preformed concrete construction, and aerial lifts.
So essentially, if you're ever working over 4 feet above the ground, or less in some cases if you're working over certain dangerous equipment, or even water, you don't want to fall in. Get wet, drown, bloop, bloop, bloop. Speaking of falling in,
holes must be covered to prevent anyone from falling in.
really guys, this is the best you can do? This is my tree? Whatever. Okay, let's review. Walking and working surfaces must provide solid support and must be inspected before work begins, and then re-inspected regularly and frequently. We want you to be safe working at any height, and if you can work on the ground, do it. If not, make sure you tie it off to an appropriate anchor point, using those PFPEs and PFASs. I borrowed it back. I can't use it until I take that class. So, look around your workplace and think about this. Fall protection and work practices must be in place before work begins.
not after when it's too late. You may also need to use tow boards, canopies, barriers, and screens to keep workers out of areas where objects may be falling. Also, check with the ASU safety offices to be safe. Last but most important, if it's not complete protection, it's not full protection. And remember, it's not the fall that kills you, it's the at the end. So, have a great autumn. Try not to fall.